everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm doing the Bookish Never Have I Ever tag. I was tagged by Madeline over at Madeline May, and I will link her channel along with the creator's channel down below so you guys can check that out. Basically, this book tag is a twist on the drinking game, Never Have I Ever, where one person says, never have I ever blank, and then if you have done that thing, you take a drink. But in this case, for like interactive YouTube purposes, in the beginning of this video, you guys hold up 5 figures, or like mentally hold up 5 figures, 5 fingers. With each thing that I say, if you have done that bookish thing, put down 1 finger, and then at the end of the video, tell me down in the comments how many fingers you had left so that we can have like this little game together across the world. The first thing that I've never done is never have I ever read a book in one sitting. And by this I mean I've never sat down and read a book start to finish without getting up to do anything else. I don't know how people do this. I think I have pretty good concentration skills, but this just seems like an impossible feat to me. Even if the book is like 150 pages long, I just can't do it. So if you're one of these people who can read a book in one sitting, like, I think that you're amazing. Next, never have I ever bought an entire series at one time. I came close to doing this when I bought the Throne of Glass series. When I read the Throne of Glass series, they were all out through Queen of Shadows, and I think I bought the first 3 books all at once, and then like a week later ordered Queen of Shadows and the Assassin's Blade because I like binge read through this whole series without stop. But I didn't buy them all at once. I bought them a couple days apart. So technically, I have never bought an entire series at once. Mostly because I never know if I'm going to like a series going in, and I don't want to have all the books if I'm not going to like it. Then I have all these useless books on my shelf. And I've been tempted to do it a couple times, like if I hear series is really great or something, and if I just think I'm gonna like it, but then I always talk myself out of it. This next one is probably going to surprise you guys because in the book world, this is like unheard of. Never have I ever read any of the Twilight books or watched any of the Twilight movies. I just never read them when they were popular, so there's no nostalgia for me. So I've never felt the need to go back and read them when they were popular. Like, I don't think my friends were reading them, and I was young enough that like I didn't really care about the romance, and I never really got into vampires. They always like freaked me out, so I just didn't think it was romantic. So I never read the books. And now that I'm older, everybody who still loves the series tells me that they only still love it because it's so nostalgic for them. So I just feel like there's no reason for me to go back and read them now. Maybe someday I'll watch some of the movies. I promise I'm not like a Twilight hater at all. I don't fault people for loving Twilight. I just never read it. It didn't like happen at the same time. If I ever had an equivalent, it was the Maximum Ride series and like Percy Jackson and Harry Potter, and that's what I was reading like around that time. Never have I ever bought a bookmark or used anything as a bookmark that's actually intended to be a bookmark. I pretty much always use random things as bookmarks. I love using movie tickets and clothing tags. For a while there, I was using like this Greyhound ticket thing. It looked like what you get when you go on a flight and you have to put like that thing on your luggage. It looked like that. I was using that for a bookmark for a while, and the only bookmark that I've actually used as a bookmark, it was from my favorite bookstore, and I like cut it in half because I just really don't like using long things like stuck in my book. It just really annoys me. So I've never bought a bookmark for myself, and I've never actually used a bookmark as a bookmark. What am I using right now? Right now I'm using like this note that's folded in half. It's just like a piece of paper. Okay, lastly, never have I ever read The Lord of the Rings. This is something that bugs me. I want to read The Lord of the Rings. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. I grew up watching them. I've read The Hobbit before, but I'm not counting that right now. So that's like a different thing. And I started the first book at some point. It's never like happened at the right time in my life. I feel like to read The Lord of the Rings, I need to have a span of time where I can read nothing else. This year I really wanted to, but then I set my whole like 100 books in 1 year thing. And then I was like, if I read Lord of the Rings, I'm not gonna hit that goal. But hopefully I will in 2017 because I feel like it's time. I'm ready to read it. Because fantasy is like my favorite genre, and Lord of the Rings is like the ultimate fantasy books. By the way, today I have my kitty cat mug. Last time I had my fox mug, which reminded me of Nikolai, and now I have my kitty cat mug, which reminds me of Yuri Opaletsky from Yuri on Ice. I don't know what it is with me and mugs, but like they all remind me of something. Yeah, okay, that was totally unnecessary tidbit, but whatever. Alright, that's it for the Never Have I Ever book tag. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments how many fingers you had left up, especially if you've also never read the Twilight series. Let me know, because it just seems like everyone on BookTube is like, oh, that's how I got into reading, and that was not the case for me at all, so I'm super curious to know if anybody else has never read the Twilight books. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Miss Emma Reads a Lot on all my social media, which I will link down below as always. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon with a new video.